Dear students, in the previous lectures we discussed about how we can evaluate a model in machine learning. Today we are going to discuss about how we can improve the performance of a machine learning model. For that we are having the concept called meta-learning. Meta-learning means it's a technique of combining and managing the predictions from multiple models to form a powerful model. So meta-learning gives the idea that we have to combine several models which will be created from which will be created using different algorithms, and these models are combined together to create a powerful model, that is meta-learning. That is the technique of combining and managing the predictions from multiple models to form a powerful model. Based on this meta-learning, we are having an approach called ensemble method. Ensemble method or ensemble learning approach, which is derived from the meta-learning approach. In ensemble method, it uses multiple learning algorithms to obtain better predictive performance than could be obtained from any constraint learning algorithms alone. So what happens in ensemble method is it uses multiple learning algorithms, and using this multiple learning algorithms they will create multiple models, and these multiple models are combined together to create a new model. So uses multiple learning algorithms to obtain better predictive performance than could be obtained from any constraint learning algorithms alone. And it helps to improve machine learning results by combining several models. So while we are combining the several models in machine learning, it definitely improves the total performance of the new combined model. The idea is that by combining multiple weak learners, a strong learner can be created. That is a basic idea. We know that by combining some weak performers, we can create the combination of weak performers can create a strong performer. The same idea is used here. By combining multiple weaker learners, a stronger learner is created. Ideal ensemble means it includes diverse set of models. That means in ensemble learning, it uses multiple or different types of models, and these models are combined. And this is a basic diagram in ensemble approach. Initially we are having the training data set, and using the allocation function, this training data is given up to different types of algorithms. Based on that, different models will be created. Here three models are there, M1, M2, M3, and the performance in these three models are evaluated, and its performance are combined using a combine function, and based on the performance of these three models, a new model will be created, that is termed as the ensemble model. So we are having the training data. This training data is split up for different models using the allocation function. So based on the training data set, model 1, M2, M3 are three models will be created. The performance of these three models will be evaluated, and it is combined using a combination function. Then based on this combination function, a new model will be created, and that is termed as ensemble model. So the steps or approaches in the ensemble method is input training data. So we have to initially input our training data set, which is used to build a number of models. The second thing is we have to identify the allocation function, which dictates how much of the training data each model receives. So we have to divide the input training data to different models. So that is done by the allocation function. After the models are constructed, they can be used to generate a set of predictions which must be managed in some way. So using the allocation function, this training data set is split up for different models, and these models will be created, and what we have to do is these models will be used for evaluation strategy or testing. Then based on that, it will generate a set of predictions. And these predictions are again used by the combination function, governs how disagreements among the predictions are reconciled. So initially input data, this is just an explanation of the previous diagram. Initially input training data is given to the model, then training data is split up for different models, that is by using the allocation function. Then the model will be trained, then model will be evaluated by test data, and that predictions are taken. These predictions are combined through a combination function to create the new ensemble model. So what are the advantages of ensemble performance over the single models? The first advantage is better generalizability to future problems. In ensemble learning, we are using the combination of multiple models. So this ensemble model can make good, more accurate as well as good predictions for future data. Improved performance on massive or minuscule data sets. The idea is that in ensemble model, the ensemble model can work on both large as well as small data sets, and it shows good performance in both the large as well as small data sets. The third point is ability to synthesize data from distinct domains. The fourth point is a more nuanced understanding of difficult learning tasks. That means different models divides the data into smaller portions so that each task is easily understandable with this little data. So these are the advantages of ensemble learning. Based on this ensemble learning or ensemble approach, we are having three types of evaluation techniques or ensemble learning techniques: bagging, boosting, and random forest. Now we see what is bagging. It's one of the first ensemble method, and it is widely spread acceptance, and it is also known as bootstrap aggregating or bagging. Bagging is also known as bootstrap aggregating. So what happens in bagging is it generates a number of training data sets by bootstrap sampling the original training data. So we are having an original large data set. So from the large data set, by bootstrap sampling, we already discussed about what is bootstrap sampling. Bootstrap sampling means sample will be extracted from the sample data, or training data can be generated. Training data as well as test data will be generated from the original data set, with sampling will be happened with replacement. So that technique is used in bagging. Generates a number of training data sets by bootstrap sampling the original training data. These data sets are then used to generate a set of models using a single learning algorithm. The model predictions are combined using voting or averaging. So voting will be used for classification purposes and averaging will be used for numeric prediction. So what happens is, in this diagram it is clear, we are having the large data set. In bagging concept, what we have to do is, this large data set, from this large data set, bootstrap samples will be taken. Different bootstrap samples will be taken. The speciality of bootstrap sample is that an item can occur multiple times. That is the idea behind bootstrap sampling. So bootstrap samples will be taken from the data set. Different samples will be taken. A sample can consist of multiple values. So using each sample, a particular model, we have to fix an algorithm for creating the model. Based on that algorithm, different models will be created. Here in this diagram, we are having M models, that is M samples are taken from this particular data set, and using this M samples, M models will be created. So if the purpose of this particular model is classification, what happens is we will provide test data to this. We will provide the same test data towards this multiple M models. So what happens is, this M models will produce M results, and this M results are this combined, and using a voting mechanism it identifies which class will get the majority vote, and that will be the final prediction. So ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. നമുക്കുള്ള മുഴുവൻ ഡാറ്റാ സെറ്റിനെയും ഒരു പോർഷൻ ട്രെയിനിങ് ഡാറ്റാ സെറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കും. ആ ട്രെയിനിങ് ഡാറ്റാ സെറ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ഡാറ്റാസിനെ പല പല ബൂട്ട്സ്ട്രാപ്പ് സാമ്പിൾസ് ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്ട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യും. പല പല ബൂട്ട്സ്ട്രാപ്പ് സാമ്പിൾസ് ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്ട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് കാരണം നമുക്ക് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ മോഡൽസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യത്തെ സാമ്പിൾ ചെയ്ത് കിട്ടുന്ന ഡാറ്റ വെച്ചിട്ട് കിട്ടുന്ന ഡാറ്റ വെച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് മോഡൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സാമ്പിൾ വെച്ച് കിട്ടുന്ന ഡാറ്റ വെച്ചിട്ട് സെക്കൻഡ് മോഡൽ ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെ m മോഡൽസ് വരെ ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്തു. എന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ടെസ്റ്റ് ഡാറ്റ ഈ n മോഡൽസിനും ഒരേപോലെ കൊടുക്കും. അപ്പോൾ m മോഡൽസ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ ആണ് എങ്കിൽ m മോഡൽസിന് m റിസൾട്ട്സ് വരും. ആ വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന റിസൾട്ടിൽ ആർക്കാണോ മജോറിറ്റി വോട്ട് കിട്ടിയത് ആ ക്ലാസ് ഫൈനൽ ക്ലാസ് ആയിട്ട് ഈ എൻസെമ്പിൾ മോഡൽ പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യും. ഇനി പ്രഡിക്ഷൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ ന്യൂമറിക് പ്രഡിക്ഷൻ ആണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഇതേപോലെ ബൂട്ട്സ്ട്രാപ്പ് സാമ്പിൾസ് വഴി m സാമ്പിൾസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു, m സാമ്പിൾസ് വെച്ചിട്ട് m മോഡൽസ് ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്തു, m മോഡൽസ് എന്നിട്ട് ടെസ്റ്റ് ഡാറ്റ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് പ്രഡിക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. പ്രഡിക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ വാല്യൂസ് വരാം. ഈ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ വാല്യൂസിൻ്റെ ആവറേജ് കാണും. That average value is our predicted value. That is why here it is mentioned that the data set, this data generates a number of training data sets by bootstrap sampling the original training data. These data sets are then used to generate a set of models using a single learning algorithm. The models' predictions are combined using voting for classification or averaging for numeric prediction. Hope you understood what is this bagging technique. We have to continue the theory. A relatively simple ensemble performs quite well and it can be used with unstable learners. Unstable learners means models that tend to change substantially when the input data changes only slightly. So whenever the input data to that particular model is little bit changed, so what happens is there will be a change in the final model. Essential in order to ensure the ensemble's diversity in spite of minor variations between the bootstrap training data sets. So bagging is normally used with decision trees which have the tendency to vary dramatically given minor changes in the input data. This bagging is normally used with decision tree algorithms because in decision tree if a minor change in the input data occurs, that is highly reflected in the final decision. So for doing bagging in R programming, we are having a package called IPRED package. Then bagging function is used for training the model. NBAG parameter, the purpose of NBAG parameter is it is used to control the number of decision trees voting in the ensemble. Then increasing this number means improve the model's performance up to a limit. By default value is 25. If you increase the value to some other value, it is greater than 25, that improves the model's performance up to a limit. Downside is additional computational expense because a large number of trees may take some time to train. And this is some of the general diagram regarding the bagging. So we are having this original data set, red points as well as green points are there in the original data set. So in the first bootstrap sample, we extract some of the red points and a part of green points are there. Then based on that, a model will be created. Likewise, we create the second sample, the third sample, etc. Sample T. Here also some red points are there, some green points are there. Then based on that, another decision tree will be created. So if any change in the training data, if any change in the training data occurs, there will be chances for the decision tree. There will be a change in the structure of decision tree. So that is why it is saying that if any change in the input data occurs, that is highly reflected in the final model. So hope you understood what is bagging and what is ensemble learning. Thank you.